Yes, I'm back. Bam. And this is the mother-sucking business, right? Boom. 6 years and counting. In a state of ketosis, this is the business. I'm stoked. And if you don't want to see the business, change the channel. Okay, guys, I had a great trip traveling around. I'm actually booked another trip, so that's coming up soon because I need to take the non-BS lifestyle around the world and inspire you guys to reach outside of your scopes to kind of open your mind to a new reality. But I just got home and I saw something in my mailbox, so I thought I would open it on camera and see what it is. So I kind of sort of halfway opened it, so I kind of know what it is already. But here we go. As you can see, it's not completely opened, right? So let's check out what it is. All right. So it's so good to be back in Cali. I always have a new appreciation for my home when I leave it. Because when I'm here too long, I kind of go cuckoo. All right, here we go. What, pray tell, is this? Kablammy! Boom! So Jimmy Moore and Maria Emmerich have a new book out. Y'all know I'm not in the food porn, so let's just put it out there right now. But I love me some Jimmy Moore. Okay, so here's his new cookbook, the Ketogenic Cookbook. Boom, 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 boom. I haven't looked at it at all, so I'm not going to review it. I'm not. But I'm going to say that I'm sure there are some things that don't have the nuts and the cheese that Stephanie can be approved of. But at the end of the day, I love me some Jimmy, so here's his new book, Kablammy! All right, let's move on to the next subject, okay? So, I want to do a video about questions and answers because I think it's time for that again. I actually need to listen to me, guys. I need to redo my whole site because every day that passes, the information on my website gets old. So I have been doing keto for 6 years, and as I've spoken very modestly, that I put my mom in sort of a ketogenic protocol because back then the internet was not stuffed with garbage and some great information that there is now. So I was like throwing pasta on the wall trying to see if it would stick in hopes to help prevent that glioblastoma from continuing to grow. And that's a whole nother subject. I am not the cancer, professional, but I can say that if you catch that cancer early on with an amazing non-BS lifestyle, there is a great chance that you will stop that mother sucker in its tracks. But I digress. Let's get on to the questions and answers. Yeah. Back. Okay, guys. So what's the deal? Can pregnant women do keto? Can women trying to get pregnant do keto? Well, let's talk about infertility. So I get a lot of women who've got polycystic ovarian syndrome. There's a lot of women who are growing these cysts. There are women with fibroids and endometriosis. A lot of women who have a difficult time to become pregnant. A lot of women who've done, and a lot of these women have done, they're either insulin resistant or they've been dieting for a long time. Messing with your body will come back and smack you hard. So basically, our sex hormones are made out of cholesterol. And when you take out cholesterol, the building material to make those with a lovely estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, they become compromised. So a lot of people who compete, a lot of women who drive their body fat too low, they do what? They lose their menstrual cycle, and essentially you are driving yourself into an early menopause. And what happens when you hit menopause? If your adrenals aren't functioning properly, your skin gets saggy, you look gaunt or bloated in the face. It's not pretty. So a lot of you women trying to keep your weight down for aesthetic reasons need to rethink what the HELL you're doing. So with that said, you need really amazing quality animal fats, because people always talk about what's a good fat and what's a bad fat. So what is a good fat? Well, a good fat primarily is an animal fat from a well-treated, healthy animal. It's expensive, and often it is very hard to find. But if you want to stop spending money on cigarettes and alcohol and, you know, the latest gadgets, you will probably be able, or those like eating your dinners and lunches out at restaurants and whatnot, you will probably be able to find that lovely source of quality animal protein and fat. So there's a U.S. company called U.S. Wellness Meats. They sell high quality animal proteins and fats, shrink, dry, wrap it, and send it express. There's also a company called Fat Works. I wish I would have thought of that name, because that's the most brilliant name ever! Yes, and they sell fat, animal fat in jars for those who want tallow or pork or lard or goose fat, duck fat. A great substitute for those who've got histamine intolerance issues. Yeah, so a lot of you people become infertile women because of, number one, you have your, you've been obviously binging and purging and dieting and eating high processed carbs. A lot of people who diet, they tend to eat a lot of sugar. Sugar is very glycating. It damages cells. The protein lining creates advanced glycation end product. A lot of you guys stress, which you have pregnenolone steal, which is robbing from the DHEA and pregnenolone, the building blocks to make your reproductive hormones, and boom, you can't get pregnant. I mean, there's other things like being estrogen dominant and having your progesterone plummet, the dominance, the poor sleep quality, the adrenal issues, the thyroid, the kidney, the liver, as I always say, your gut health, and your detoxification pathways. You might have an MTHFR gene mutation, and you might have a difficulty absorbing B12 and methylfolate. These are some of the reasons why you guys are walking around sick and tired, or having that afternoon crash, or you wake up tired, or you can't go to sleep at night. Men, you guys, oh, another thing is the estrogen dominance coming from plastics, coming from poor quality water, coming from pesticides on our food source, coming from hormone-injected meats, coming from milk. There's several ways that you can become estrogen dominant. Eating a low-fat diet for years, obviously, as I've mentioned before. So I'm going through a questions and answers series, but I realize I'm already kind of minutes into this, so I'm going to have to kind of chunk it up and chop it up into a couple videos. But right now I want to talk about your reproductive hormones, which could be trying to get pregnant, or somebody trying to lift and get into bodybuilding. Now guys tend to be, so before we had the ghetto birds, now we have somebody doing a lawn outside, but at least we have no sirens for now. Whew! Okay, so you guys out there that want the business, right? What you guys need to do is, because I'm always behooved, like I'm dumbstruck on why I see so many feminized males out there, and you know, I'm strong on the outside, very feminine on the inside, but you still want that, you know, natural selection, that strong male figure, and I see a lot of guys have too much estrogen, low T. So I did a consultation with a guy today, 24 years old, low T. And I was like, dude, that's a problem. Okay, so luckily he did not do caffeine, because what is caffeine going to do? It's going to create pregnenolone steal by spiking your cortisol. It's a diuretic, so you're going to become D deficient, and you're going to waste your testosterone. I'm just saying. So with that said, pesticides, them mother suckers, they're really bad stuff. They are to make the male insect infertile, so it cannot reproduce, which the xenoestrogens and toxins into the body dock onto your estrogen receptor site, and now the body's getting some foreign substance that's raising your estrogen a little bit too high, and your testosterone goes down the toilet, and your DHT starts to rise, balding, you know, guys losing their hair, you're getting really flat, no matter how much you try to work out, your gains aren't there. Start doing supplements, you start trying to do all this crap online that you see, but you're not really going down the rabbit hole and finding out where the stress is lying or the inflammation within the body to lower your testosterone. Now, leaky gut, this 24-year-old, I came to the conclusion that he had leaky gut because he had gas, bloating, loose stool. Every time he ate wheat, and actually there's a thing called cross reaction where your body starts to look at quinoa and rice and oats as the same as wheat, and your body begins to attack itself. So now you've become malabsorptive. So you're losing testosterone, your testosterone levels aren't coming up, and you can't hold your woody, and you start to get depressed, and your estrogen, you know, your estradiol numbers are off, and your estrogen is too high as a male, which can make you very depressed. What does that? Blood sugar dysregulation, overtaxed adrenals, junked up colon. The biggest one is poor sleep. The xenoestrogens from bottles, water, and from the food that you're eating and the hormone-injected meats. It is what it is, yeah? So the men, and stress. Their sperm quality sucks. Women, you're estrogen dominant. And now we're taking this messed up person and this messed up person, and we're trying to reproduce. And then the offspring is born with health issues. And that, my friends, is called epigenetics. You can either make your genetic potential amazing, or you can screw it up before you're even born. So you take these people with I'm just on one subject. You take these people, and then they try to do keto. And the body's like, I don't know what to do with this keto thing. These message boards drive me cuckoo. Cray. And people rag on me. And I'm the mother sucker that's like, yo, there's no quick fixes when you do keto. You have to go down that rabbit hole like right now when I'm talking about pesticides, plastic bottles, crap-ass water, stress, poor sleep. You need to hit not only 8 hours, but you have to hit the circadian rhythm and the 5th level of sleep to actually have nice level of growth hormone and to have testosterone production. A lot of you guys miss those windows. You overtrain. Somebody said they didn't like my fingers, so you know what I'm going to do for that person? I'm going to finger it up all the time. Because that's who I am. And if my fingers bother you, you definitely got high cortisol, because somebody's sensitive. I'm just saying. Okay, guys, want to learn more before this noise drives me cuckoo and makes me go through pregnenolone steel? Chicks, girls out there, check your menstrual cycle. Is it every 28 days? Is it too light? Because too light is a problem. Is it too heavy? Do you have a lot of pain? There's a lot of reasons why people go through, like, getting flabby, guys can't have gains, people can't get pregnant, and it has a lot to do with stress, with elevated cortisol that you're, like, slothing and bathing and basking and marinating in, and it has a lot to do with the way that you think. Because a lot of people go online and they see these lies, and more lies, before and after pictures. Some of them are not lies. But 98% of everything that you see online is a bunch